Hey you! Yes you! Are you a nostalgia freak? Do you yearn for a simpler time? Then the WOC Archive is the place for you. We've got footage from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Culled from an old tape trader's collection bought off Craigslist. You'll find obscure and lost TV, news, interviews, music, sports, and everything in between. And it's all with original commercials. Every day a new tape, every day a new adventure. Subscribe today to the WOC Archive.
Who's drinking Crystal Pepsi?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WOC live stream. We've got a really special event planned for you this evening. We've got 4 episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. They're all Borg-related episodes. And this is because
Borg
of...
or bored?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it depends on how much of a Trekkie you are. But the reason for this is because Crystal Pepsi sponsored this in 1992 in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. And it's the Night of the Borg. And there's a whole bunch of like local sponsorship as part of this as well. But it's all Crystal Pepsi and Star Trek together. It's a match made in heaven, all in Sudbury.
Where'd this tape come from?
This tape came from Claudio, who's here to join us. So welcome, Claudio.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Claudio Archive original, provided to Morgan and for you to be entertained by tonight.
But this wasn't you that taped this. This is your brother that taped this?
I'm not a Star Trek fan. To be fair, I've never watched any of these episodes of Star Trek. Yes, this is my brother's tape. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, I am a Trekker or a Trekkie. I don't know what the distinction is, so maybe I'm actually not. And
if you're a Trekker, that means you're someone who goes up like trails and treks places.
Trekkie, right. Okay.
Is someone who watches Star Trek.
Okay, so I'm a Trekkie. Definitely not a Trekker. That's
a lot of work.
Exactly. I like to stay here in my archive. How about you, Adam? Are you a Trekkie?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely a TNG guy. That was the right age for when that came on for it to affect me as a child, and it stuck with me. I don't really think I stuck around much after Deep Space Nine, but for sure you can question anything.
Good. Yeah, I always enjoyed Voyager. But yeah, TNG holds a special place in my heart. This is the show that I watched with my dad when I was a kid growing up. Every week we'd put it on, so it has that nostalgia factor. And it's also 100% my most rewatched show. There are probably some episodes that I've watched 40 or 50 times at this point. I could like quote them because I'm a total dweeb. And that's why we're here, to celebrate that fact. All right. Well, because this is
celebrate that
sponsored
you're
by...
a dweeb. That's just
Yeah, to celebrate that I'm a dweeb. Exactly. Well, only a dweeb would be as excited about Crystal Pepsi presents The Night of the Borg.
Get a life, will you, people? I mean, for crying out loud, it's just a TV show.
We're gonna do the Pepsi challenge, which was like the big thing in the. I think that was more in the '90s, but it's the taste test. Which do you prefer, Pepsi or Coke? But we're gonna just apply this obviously to the commercials. So this is which commercials are better. Claudio is going to be our taste tester here. He's going to choose between the commercials, and I want to specify this, that this is not Morgan against Adam or Adam against Morgan. This is Pepsi commercials and their quality against the quality of the Coke commercials.
But I am the Coke dealer today.
The insinuation that I would play favorites is hurtful.
It's hurtful.
But I will. The quality of the commercials will be what comes out on top.
All right. Well, I think to start, I'm going to pour myself some Pepsi. I think everybody has their
my can of Coke with the
drink.
Red Hulk on it. Just in time for Harrison Ford's Marvel Universe debut.
Just because you enjoy the taste more, Claudio, doesn't mean that the commercials are any better. I'll remind you that Bill Cosby was a spokesperson for Coke. I'm just going to leave that out there.
I like that you gave me a bunch of commercials saying, hey, choose something from this, Adam. And you're like, this Bill Cosby's in this 3 times. There's so many other celebrities. There's like a really predominant celebrity that I went out of my way to find and add into it and not use the Bill Cosby commercial.
Yeah, well, of course. I just provided them to you because they were on the tape.
Right.
I had nothing to do with it.
Okay, so I did choose some commercials that were not from that tape.
Yes, so I noticed that, which is okay.
Because I wanted to show non-Bill Cosby.
Fair
it's
point.
It's so hard to ask.
No, you got to get a fair shake in this one. All right. Well, let's get into the Coke commercials first.
Let's get into the Coke, boys.
Adam, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to let you set the stage.
Thanks.
With this Bill Cosby not appearing Coke reel. Here we go.
But I think it does have some celebrities you will like.
Yes.
All right. Where are they?
Everybody saw the panda that they used forever for Christmas.
Swimsuits? You know, Arthur,
How much cooler when they used penguins?
Why? This is the third
Yeah,
Diet
and these are
Coke
like
they've
real
ordered
penguins.
today.
It's pretty
Oops, there they
impressive.
are.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of
Well, hello.
Batman Returns.
100% NutraSweet. 1 calorie, just for the taste of it.
Boy,
Just had to
they
leave
sure
that
look
1
pretty
calorie in
clean.
there. I couldn't
Yeah,
get rid of it.
Of course, so do we. Cute, yeah.
Okay, I'll be right down.
Cokehead was the big budget guys, though. Like they decided they would do weird stuff like this. I specifically remember this commercial when it happened.
I mean, and that theme is pretty good.
With great taste and just 1 calorie, everyone's turning on to Diet Coke.
Back in the day when aspartame was positive in an advertisement.
It's a lot of Diet Coke ads.
Yeah, well, because Coke just didn't need to advertise itself most of the time.
I don't even know why they still need to, but they do.
Where there's a wave, there's a Coke.
It's okay.
If they had an excuse to use Max Headroom.
It's great.
Quality.
Tastes delightful.
I'm amazed they haven't brought back Max Headroom for something.
Yeah.
I wonder, would they use a new person?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Ooh, Expo 86. Wow.
Sounds like it's about to break into Perfect Strangers.
It's more than a taste, bigger than a name, as big as your
Casey
best
Kasem?
time, as good as your best friends, as real as
But
the
he is
way
not the
you
Where
celebrity
do you
guest
think
that-
Coke fits
that I
on
think
the...
Coke.
you need.
Oh, sorry.
Coca-Cola Classic. It's the way you said it.
Where do you
should
think
be,
Coke
because
fits on the
you
top
know
40?
What you've always known. You've got it all.
Waiting for the big.
Smile
There we
isn't gonna
go.
change
There's
the world, but you know,
the
it's a
old
nice
man
place to start,
that everybody loves
and
seeing.
this is a nice way to start a smile. Ice
Yeah.
cold Coca-Cola. Coke adds life, so have a Coke
amazing.
and a smile.
Yeah. You make a lot of jokes about that slogan. I think, again, that's before my time, that it was just Coke and a smile, like the 70s and the early 80s. Looks like it's a scene from Suspiria. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
That's what you need while you're painting the house. A nice sugary drink. It'll really get you going.
Big glass bottle.
Like you're going to work.
Yeah, let's go play football after a super sugary drink, guys. Yeah.
Well, isn't Joe Green did the commercial with passing the Coke to a kid?
Yeah, right.
And this was made
look
at the
at
same time they were making Forrest Gump. So it was the same effects people saying, look what we can do.
I mean, this is pretty cool.
Can you do this one?
Whoa.
You're not so bad yourself.
But maybe better than Bob Hope, it's the cameo of Groucho Marx in a mid '90s commercial.
Poor Groucho.
Oh, hey, wait, what's this? Wait,
I think
what?
this is actually my play to show how bad Pepsi is. We are starting the game. I think the whole show should have started with that clip.
You're doing pretty good.
Let's see, look what you'll become if you just drink Pepsi all day long. Pepsi's great marketing scheme in Japan to make the Pepsi Man game and have this wonderful actor as their
Next stage.
in-level cameo in the live action bits. Have a Pepsi.
This is from a video game?
Yeah. Yeah, every time you finish the level, this guy would show up. And it was for Japan only. So that's why he says what he's about to say here.
Pepsi for TV
So
games.
this is supposed to be a negative?
Yeah, he's supposed to like cheer you on every time you start a new level to play as Pepsi Man.
That might be one of the greatest examples of an American I've ever seen portrayed.
Yeah, well, I think that's why
really amazing.
Like a Japanese only release game. I think that's why they chose it, because it's like this is what an American is.
It's very good. That was very, very good.
Angry Nintendo hunted him down, found him.
Is Pepsi Man a Pepsi commercial or a Coke commercial? Just for rules' sake.
Well, no, it's a Pepsi commercial. I mean, technically, it's a game and a release. It did have its own Japanese commercials with him.
Okay,
but thus proving how great Pepsi is that you had to use Pepsi ads in your Coke reel, and you chose to do that. I didn't add those in there. You provided them to me that way.
But if you add negative advertisement, if you added the Bill Cosby into your reel, it could have negatively affected me.
That's true. I chose not to do that.
Yeah, we got to show some like negative as well as positive. Positive for ourselves and negative for you. It's how you play the game, just like the fat guy said.
Okay, well, I will say there is some negative involved in my reel too. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. We can get there and determine what it is. As
I chose not to use any of those commercials where they name drop the other companies, where they go, "Where Pepsi can't do this, Coke can." I always thought that was like just, I don't know, cheesy advertising.
Can somebody out there tell me why Coke did it? Why they changed? First they said they were the real thing, then they said they were it. Then kablooey. They changed. So now I'm going to try my first Pepsi. But I still want to know why Coke changed.
All right, well, we need a bit of a palate cleanser before we get to the Pepsi commercials. You need a soda cracker to, get rid of the taste so that you're ready for the next taste. And what better representation of a soda cracker than Sudbury, Ontario?
My hometown.
Your hometown, Claudio.
The soda cracker of Canada.
What was it like growing up in Sudbury?
I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more if I was more of an outdoorsy person. Can't really say I was. I played sports, but like wasn't, much of a fisherman or a hunter or a hiker or a cottage person. Well, it's
a
called
northerner.
camping.
So you were
You
neither
weren't
a
much of a
trekker nor
northerner.
a Trekkie.
Neither, no.
Oh wow.
So yeah, no, I was an indoor kid in an outdoor environment. So, and also I didn't really play or like hockey very much. So, Northern Ontario, it's basically religion. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised they let you stay. It's like...
They just asked you to leave when they realized you didn't like hockey. They're like, okay, please leave, Claudio. You're done. You have to go south.
Okay. As long as I worked in the mine, it was fine. So.
right.
Is that also part of living there? Is that everybody has to work in the mine for a short period
or
of
play
time?
hockey? If they play
Or
hockey,
play
they
hockey.
get
It's
passed.
one or the other.
Yeah,
And you didn't want to do any of it.
It's
Yeah,
just
okay.
how. Everybody lives underground, essentially, is what I'm saying.
I think I almost like threw up some of the coke.
Discover the wonders of science north in Sudbury.
It's like
Open
the biggest
Tuesday
tourist
to Sunday,
attraction in
11 to
Sudbury.
5. Closed Mondays. And free parking, too.
Whoa, the building looks like it's
Free
some sort of
parking.
cult. Yeah,
Well, that was
parking
great.
too.
Science North. But now what? Excuse me, can you tell me what else we can do in Sudbury?
Nothing.
Nothing, no.
Excuse me, can you tell me
The
what else we can do?
The beautiful scenery, the great outdoors, Sudbury
Oh,
Downs.
outdoors, but the buildings look so
don't
futuristic.
forget the theater. There's so much
Oh,
more
yes,
to
that's
Sudbury.
cool.
So show them our hospitality. Show them our region. Come
1988.
on, show them Sudbury.
Show them.
Sudbury is the home of what is perhaps Canada's most famous national monument. That's right.
Not this tape, eh?
The Big Nickel. Note the difference in size between this regular nickel and Sudbury's Big Nickel.
You could barely
It's
see
much,
it.
much bigger. It's huge! Sir,
That's
does
so
it fill you with an overwhelming
didn't
sense of
see it.
community pride to know that you're in the city of the Big Nickel?
Oh, yes.
Here, of course, is the
Oh, yeah.
rarely seen dark side of the
It's
Big
a very
Nickel.
Canadian
Well, Al,
answer.
before the Big Nickel, I was not much of a man.
It's interesting to note that if the Big Nickel were in fact
wonder if
made
Canadian
of nickel,
Batman lives
it
there.
would be worth considerably more than a nickel. Perhaps even more than $1.
Oh, yes.
You used to go to this comic store? Okay. Is it still there?
There's Canadian Batman. Oh man, Starman.
It's like the ET
Yeah.
music. Sounds like ET, sort of. Hockey, even in the comic book shop, there's a hockey section. That's how north it's.
I mean, that was
the
90s
city
comic
this
books
was.
stores. Had to be equal sports cards. That's
Come again.
Avoid the clone zone.
they all have the same hair.
It's time you came into Parallels. Not sure whether to cut or perm, be a blonde or brunette. Try
Wow.
Parallels.
Look, Adam, it's that thing. Look,
Yeah.
it's the
Oh, yeah.
it's the thing. It's the video, the hair thing that you can send away for.
Prompt-friendly service.
That's
Come
what it
to
looked
the
like.
Designing Women at Parallels and say goodbye to carbon copy cuts.
So many perms and
Parallels,
mullets.
117 large.
Sunbeam Meat Market, the little
The
butcher
Sunbeam
that
Meat
stands for
Market.
quality.
Did you ever go to
just
this meat
look for this
market?
deer.
Great
Sunbeam has
kielbasa.
a varied assortment of
Yeah,
prepared
sausage.
meats, including
I-
ribs,
genuinely, yeah,
smoked
this is a
kielbasa,
family
made
place
right here
that
in
you can
Sudbury,
go
or
and,
choose from an array of
oh,
cheeses.
this is a very this has a very cute part of this
Serving Sudbury
commercial.
since 1936.
Yeah?
I've always been a
Sunbeam
fan of the meat
Would
market, I'll
like
tell
to
you that
serve
much.
you. Remember the little
Look at
butcher
him.
that stands for
Oh,
quality.
he's like Harrigan.
Sunbeam Meat Market, where small is
Little
beautiful.
guy.
433 La Force
little
Road
meat
in
man.
So
Waldorf,
weird.
Notre Dame.
Family entertainment?
There you go. Hockey.
That's family entertainment.
Every Friday night
with
you
their
can get downtown.
explosive offense. The Fur's gonna fly.
Did you ever go to a game?
Now for the second half of the ferocious season before December 15th at the Wolf.
Did you ever go to a game?
Call 675-3941.
I've been to games.
Don't miss
Yeah.
it on the raging hysteria.
I didn't have season
that will keep
tickets,
you
but
howling.
I've been a bunch of times.
Oh, you've had a little too much to drink tonight, eh? It's okay, we'll see that you get home safely.
The parents say that you've been operating a vehicle under
There
the
were
Oh God, he
so
turned immediately
many.
into a police officer.
There
You were so drunk you got into a cop car and you thought it was a cab.
People in Sudbury like to drink, and They also only can drive everywhere. So
Yeah, okay, fair.
It's your choice.
There were so many drunk driving
Is
PSAs.
brought to you by Passport Automobile Sudbury, the Coppercliff Dairy, and MCTV.
Like during wrestling, every commercial break had one.
Introduces Kubota's mini
Wow,
line of
most people weren't
equipment
sober
featuring
while
the
they were watching it,
KH007 mini excavator.
Where's the one
This
with the
mini
kid?
excavator
I
does
want one of
everything a
those.
large
Exactly.
excavator does, but on a smaller scale.
Is this what you did
Ideal
on
for
weekends?
interior
Just
building
play with your
demolition.
little
The
digger?
excavator
Rite of
will go through a
passage.
32-inch door, making cleanup a breeze.
Graduated from the mine to get-
This is just them training you as a kid to work in the mines. We'll send him down next week.
Built to last.
So simple, even a kid
Well,
can run it.
Tracks and
It
wheels
was
in
the only
Sudbury and
machines that could
Timmins, the
fit
small
into the
ones, but
mines.
making
They
us
had to
big.
have
This is
kids
Sudbury
driving
and
them.
Timmins. That company only existed in Sudbury and Timmins. Look at that. Claudio and Morgan coming together. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
In the mines.
It was actually me as a kid on the
In the
back of the
mines.
mine.
So there you go. There's some memories of Sudbury. Well, on that note, let's get to some Pepsi commercials. It's my turn. Where are you leaning right now? I guess you've only seen the Coke ads. How did you feel about them?
I'll be perfectly upfront. There was a lot of Diet Coke commercials. I don't know. Not legit Coke. So let's see. So Diet
It makes it not legit? Oh, okay. Like, is Diet Pepsi not legit Pepsi?
It's not sugar. It's aspartame.
I don't think we can be faulted for a fad of the times, because Diet Coke was definitely diet drinks was like definitely a thing.
It's so much I can remember like how they would sing Diet Coke at the end of every commercial, but I can't offhand think of how they would
Diet
sing
Coke.
Dude, it would make some little like note at the end. But like Coke itself had jingles that changed all the time, or they just had nothing. Because again, it was one of those kind of products where it's like, did that really, maybe once in the summer they'd have some big campaign about how Coke is a concept. But other than that, like, what are they going to tell you? Like the Diet Coke ones would be like, it has NutraSweet in it at that point, or at this point it had something else in it. It was only 1 calorie. At this point, it was something else.
Just
but
for
like
the taste
Coke was
of it,
just
though.
Coke. What I can say is that I think Coke is always associated with McDonald's, but however, Pepsi's always associated with Taco Bell. So
yeah, that doesn't bode well for me.
oh man,
I don't like where this is going.
Pepsi had Michael, but Coke only had Paul Abdul.
I might actually get a flag for all the Michael Jackson music.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
not.
I remember this. Big.
Okay, so this is the extended campaign.
Just the whole damn song. It's just,
yeah.
out in that audience is Corey Feldman with 1 cheer and a can of Pepsi in his hand.
Do you think Macaulay was there on that day too?
I guess would be right at the beginning of Macaulay time, wouldn't it? This would probably be 1990. Well, no, if it's just the song Bad was that big, this would be Macaulay would be like 4. So
I guess that's true.
I was just thinking that he did this video like way later after the song.
But it's like a story. There's like a whole story to it.
Did John Landis direct this commercial too?
Yeah, maybe.
Needed the word.
There is a helicopter coming up, so I hope for Michael's sake that he didn't.
Absolutely perfect.
They got Michael J. Fox.
Clones himself.
They spent a lot of money getting the stars.
His were always Diet Pepsi. He did a lot of Pepsi commercials.
Taking you so long?
There's one taste that just can't be duplicated.
Michael, you just don't look yourself today.
Diet Pepsi. Taste that's generations
They made a robot.
ahead.
How did they not make that into a movie?
We need help.
Beautiful.
That was Miami Vice? Oh no.
Is there
Yep.
a mechanic in the house?
Oh, it is.
Look at that. Look at the star power. It's amazing.
Forget Bob Hope. You've got Don Johnson. Yeah, man. I mean, the 80s was the time, right?
This is very 80s.
Sort of Beach Boys.
All right, here's part 2.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper, Michael. What are you waiting for? Yeah, fuck off. There's no way. Look at him hang. Oh no! Dead. Oh, okay.
Wow. Zip line.
How did Michael not do like some action movie?
I think he attempted.
I'm actually kind of amazed he didn't have a movie career of some sort.
You've seen some of the movies he's done. There's a reason why.
Oh, he's a terrible actor, but that didn't stop so many other people at that time.
James O'Barr was talking recently because of them making the new Crow, that the original pitch was to Michael Jackson for the Crow.
Wow.
Oh, that would have been something.
That's a different movie.
Yeah. And
All
Michael
right.
was like, laughed the idea off.
Okay, we had Don Johnson, and now we have my favorite, one of the greatest celebrities of all time.
It's no Elf.
Look at this. E.T. came back for Pepsi. That's how good Pepsi is. This guy, he all he wanted to do was get home, but no, he traveled back to get some Pepsi.
A special $5 rebate with the purchase of an ET video.
$30.
Shows my dislike for E.T. So.
And then Terry Garr. Beautiful Terry Garr.
That's quality endorsement. I think that. And that cat.
On YouTube, there's like 6 hours worth of compilations of just Terry Garr on Letterman, and I've watched them all because she's amazing. She's like one of the best talk show hosts or talk show guests ever.
Taste that's generations ahead.
Okay, now he's into a museum apparently. You guys are gonna have this stuck in your head for a while now.
My head always just changes into like weird nerdy songs in my head. I just never actually remember because I can't understand what he's saying, so I just change into other words. Eat bad.
You think I can add this commercial on Letterboxd?
It is kind of a narrative. You should be able to add it. You'll probably be the only one. Well, no, me too. We can be the only two that have ever added it. And then I guess anyone that's watching right now.
Get those numbers in.
You know how normally we play this on Twitch and then we watch the whole tape afterwards? This bit appears on YouTube. It might be the first time it doesn't show up on YouTube because of
that I would rather you drop the bowling ball on my tongue than I don't have my Diet Pepsi. I'd rather have a rash that I can't reach.
I'll give this Diet Pepsi a wee smeckle.
I would rather eat lint than that.
I'd rather eat lint.
You understand? Yeah, you love
guys
the
remember
new Diet
Billy
Pepsi.
I love Billy Crystal.
Why?
New Diet Pepsi.
If only Billy
with
Crystal
100%
was at the right
NutraSweet
time to do
that tastes and
Jackass
beats
so that
Diet
him
Coke.
and Johnny Knoxville could do that old man thing.
We've selected a family I've never seen before for an absolutely unbiased scientific taste test on which is the ultimate.
I forgot he's canceled
Pepsi
too, isn't
or
he?
Coke. Let's see what they chose.
Here you go. Here's the real taste. Taste test. Oh.
I realize how much he's like beaten.
Pepsi. Pepsi. Great looking family.
Horrifying. Okay, here we go. The finale.
Did you ski away? What just happened there?
Yeah, he like skied down a ski hill in the last one.
Yeah.
I guess because this must have been around the Olympics, and the Olympics were popular. What the fuck? He's like sailing through.
He's going to the moon.
Through the clouds. He's going to heaven.
It was the one that I always mix up with when walking. It was Captain EO.
Yeah, that's the show at Disney World.
Yeah, it has a video too, though. Like, there's a sort of film that you can get of that as well.
There you go. Look at that.
And all of a sudden,
Michael
the
did it.
stage falls on him and he sets on fire.
Coca-Cola Company is most upset about this commercial, as am
Look at that.
saying
And a
no
python.
one ever are enjoying the taste of Diet Pepsi. True,
Well,
but
is
it's
that
a
fucking python bit?
Diet Coke drinkers to try
Is that
Diet Pepsi.
Graham Chapman?
Why? Then
Hey, it's
they'll
Graham
say more
Chapman.
people
He's
are
doing a
trying Diet
python bit
Pepsi.
in a Pepsi commercial.
I was just shocked. I thought it was a fake one because I thought Graham Chapman died before he got to that age. So it was like,
No, he was around in the 80s.
that had to be like, this just looks like 80s. It looks like 90s, I mean.
love this new Diet
But it's,
Pepsi song, but do you
well,
think
there
it's
you
caught
go.
on yet?
Like an all-star lineup here,
Pepsi knew where to put the money.
That was probably one of the last Graham Chapman things he ever did.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
You got the right one, baby.
There you go. There it is. You got the right one, baby. Hey, there's all my Pepsi commercials. I did choose to, give you twice as many as Adam was allotted. It's my show. So that's just
I
what
got to
happened.
go first, right? What I will say is a non-competition statement on this, just because, as we said, it's not that much. It's just for the commercials are done. They've said what they've said. But I do think it's interesting. We were mentioning how like Maine Coke and Maine Pepsi didn't have as memorable commercials. It was usually for diet or for whatever their like gold flavor of the week was or something like that. Where we saw the VHS cases, you could flash those on the screen later on, that they had promos of blank tapes. One was for regular Pepsi, but the other one was for Diet Cherry Cola, I think.
Yeah,
like really specific. But you think of today, where I can't think of really either of them having very many predominant advertisements. At the 80s, it was crazy. The 80s was the TV advertisement boom. They were blowing money they didn't need to blow because those products were going to sell no matter what. But they were
Because
doing it
of blow.
anyway. Right, exactly. But but now, like specifically Pepsi, I don't see as anywhere near that kind of like commercial conglomerate company. It somewhere sort of accepted its fate. You see Coke ads once in a while, but nothing that I specifically can like explain to you right now. Like I know I've seen them, but
I mean, they still do the
stick
Coke.
with you.
They do the bears at Christmas. And obviously Santa Claus was an invention of Coca-Cola.
Which is
so we
probably
get
the
that at
biggest
Christmas
marketing
as well.
thing in the world. Nothing's probably been the bigger as a marketing company. That's a whole other discussion, a whole other show. There's documentaries on that.
It's true. All right, well there you go. That's
Claudio has to judge.
I know he has to judge. So that's
Yeah.
both of our reels. We've shown you what we had to present. Now you have to decide which you think is the best. And remember, this isn't about Adam and Morgan. This is about the commercials.
Not about Adam and Morgan. It's not about Coke and Pepsi. No, it is about Coke and Pepsi, actually.
Well,
But,
it's about the commercials, yeah.
It's more about Michael Jackson and Paula Abdul.
I found the journey we took with Michael Jackson to be a bit long and unnecessary. I'll be perfectly honest, but it was bookended nicely with a lot of great celebrity commercials, a lot of great classics from my childhood.
If anyone in the comments knows who did direct those commercials, just leave that in the comments.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we'd love to know. The Paula Abdul one was pretty stunning. Nice to see Gene Kelly and Groucho Marx really rise up and dance around nicely.
First time
and
ever.
Pepsi Man, it really did reinforce what somebody that drinks Pepsi would be like, really.
Which again, not a positive way to advertise something, I don't think.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Speaks for
I don't
itself.
have any chips.
Pepsi,
I'm not
made for
pouring
TV
chips all over
game.
myself. I am drinking out of a medieval times cup, so I don't know what that says.
I have that same cup. I should have brought it.
It's lenticular.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Whoa.
Is it plastic?
Yes.
No. So,
but it
my
affects your
final
lungs.
judgment, if I had to pick between Coke or Pepsi of this batch of commercials, I'm gonna have to go with Pepsi. It was a great batch of commercials. Morgan certainly won me over with his taste.
Yay!
There you go.
I won! Yay! Pepsi for the win. All right, there you go.
I will
All right.
say that if you take two Michael J. Foxes and one Terry Gard does beat a Bob Hope.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. Pepsi is the winner, and of course, in the case of tonight's screening, Crystal Pepsi is the ultimate champion.
Now, if we had some of that, I'd be just like, you win all the way. Just go. I mean,
if I had some Crystal Pepsi, that would have been great. But I don't want to die drinking something from the 80s. On to the show. Enjoy the Borg.
Your final frontier, everybody.
Engage. Oh yeah, and also thanks, Claudio.
You didn't check the tricorder. I have no biological components. You should have waited for one of the others.